Hi, my name is Kaylee Lucero, and today I'm going to be talking about Casa Esperanza, the House of Hope, and how we can get more people involved and propose ways to help the community get involved with a nonprofit organization that helps so many people. First, we have to talk about what Casa Esperanza does. Casa Esperanza is a facility that provides emotional support as well as housing for patients and their families while they are receiving medical care, meaning people who come from small towns like Farmington and Raton and Ruidoso who don't necessarily have huge hospitals. They come to Albuquerque. This provides them with somewhere to stay and helps families not have to travel back and forth, which is really amazing. Not only does Casa Esperanza provide somewhere for families to stay, they also provide counseling, transportation, food support, and lodging assistance. And honestly, none of this is possible without volunteers, and that is why it is so important to reach out to the community to try to get these things going. The biggest issue is actually finding more volunteers and finding people to help. Since this is a nonprofit organization, yes, they have people that they hire to help, but as far as cooking the meals and preparing them and sending them to families and having people to wash the bed sheets and make the beds, they don't have enough people, especially throughout the holidays. Not having enough volunteers is an issue because that's just how the company runs. If people didn't devote their time, then the nonprofit organization wouldn't really have gotten that far. The holidays are when the most help is needed. It is an extremely difficult time for families that have people that they know in the hospital, especially when it is their son or their daughter or their mother, their father, whatever it may be. It's such a difficult time, and that's why we need so much help and support there. On the upside of that, there is also a need for more volunteers during that time because a lot of the times volunteers go home to be with their families as well. So it's kind of you're winning some, losing some. That's why they need so many volunteers at that point in time. And this is what I propose. This is how we can help. The plan that I'm proposing today is reaching out to local high schools, colleges, and churches because I believe that reaching out to those organizations can bring in a lot of volunteers. I remember being in high school that I needed volunteer hours like crazy for multiple clubs that I was in and that I was a part of. And I know students in high school now need those volunteer hours. As far as colleges, I know that sororities and fraternities, they have to do some sort of volunteer work, and doing this would help them get there as well. Churches also are a great source. Being somebody who goes to church, I know that multiple people would put their time and effort into coming in and helping. Having these people as volunteers would benefit Casa Esperanza and the people themselves. And not only that, but I believe that they would be more willing to help as well, rather than just, I don't want to say average, but average people, because they have a reason to volunteer. There's a want and a need. Because we would use these volunteers, the cost would be fairly inexpensive, and that would help save money for the things like counseling and the lodging services and the transportation services. Being able to have more volunteers means being able to have more resources for mental health and all of that good stuff, which is also really important for families during this time. The only thing that we would have to do is possibly double the food expenses, that for volunteer events and all of that. For example, for the month of November, instead of putting in, say, $1,500, we would have to put in possibly $2,000 to continue to help out everybody who helps out Casa Esperanza themselves. Some of the amazing things that Casa Esperanza does for people is, just provide support when they need it. And these are some of the things that people who have stayed at Casa Esperanza have said, and I'm going to read them. A weight off our backs. Thank you for making our lives easier. Enjoyed the stay and helpful staff. God bless. Another one says, "Well, I had major surgery at UNM Hospital. My family stayed at Casa Esperanza, and they were the greatest. Not only providing rooms, they helped in so many other ways, from counseling to food. The staff was the greatest." The next one, and the last that I'll read, says, "This place is the greatest thing ever for families living out of town. Thank you to all the staff for your support." This just shows what a impact that Casa Esperanza has, and if this proposal goes through, so many people can be helped, and that really is the amazing thing. Like I've said a lot, Casa Esperanza has helped so many people in need. A lot of what they do is not possible without volunteers that they have. If we utilize the community that we have, we can do so much for Casa Esperanza and expand on the number of people that they can help. As you have seen by the comments and the people who have been impacted by Casa Esperanza, the program is needed for families all over. So this would be possibly the best way to help them. Thank you for your time.